Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics in Nigeria is for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Really disastrous for a president
to even say
be unaware of the chief
It's
justice.
a ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was
Backfired.
terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news, and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news. You're watching The Advocate on Plus TV. When life throws you lemon, make lemonade. The recent revelation by Nigerian comedian stroke actress that she's a product of rape came to many as a rude shock. Helen Paul, who made the shocking revelation on her Instagram page while celebrating her graduation as a PhD holder in theatre art from the prestigious University of Lagos, which she dedicated to her mom for standing by her all through the struggle. In her words, I, Helen Paul, dedicate this to you, my mom. You gave birth to me out of rape. They told you I wouldn't amount to anything. I grew up hearing from family members being called a bastard. And each time I asked, you said, Olorun lo wa omo weary. Anyway, with time, my Yoruba is still growing. Meaning God watches over the child of a mad person. He will watch over you. Now, I would ask, where is the rapist's father? Will he bury his head in shame and ignominy or step out as a proud father of a celebrated comedian, compare the other? Anyway, that's not gist for another day. While her revelation became a subject of gossip in some quarters, thanks to social media, some have chosen to find out more about her story, if it's just a publicity stunt, while others are celebrating her for revealing her dark secrets. I join others to celebrate her today while clicking my glass in her honor for giving a voice to the voiceless in our society and raising the light that so many who are despair may see and believe that despite the circumstances of your birth, they can achieve whatever they set their mind on. And to every person out there who has gone through one form of abuse or the other, or others who feel limited by virtue of the circumstance of their birth, there's no limitation as to what you can achieve, except the limitation in your mind as to what you can't do. Believe in yourself, and like Helen, you can stand tall, even taller than Paul, despite your height.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. This is the first time I'm actually hearing about this. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's
It's
heartbreaking.
been viral.
I mean, I can't even, you never really think about the people that are products of rape. Right. I've never come across anybody that is a product of rape, or even if I have, they have not admitted to it. So what she's done is absolutely amazing. I mean, she's now let us know that there are these group of people that go through all manners of discrimination and not for any fault of their own.
Victims.
They're victims, exactly.
And so for me, that's why
it's really
I
quite a
chose
story.
to celebrate her and use her as a metaphor to, encourage others, and not this total decay and talking about
there's another
kind of stories everywhere now.
Yes, and again, I was going to say, actually, linking to that there's always that dilemma of how do you use your story to, how do you use your private story to encourage others, and to what extent do you open up? Because apparently she's still in touch with her dad. And she said, who would not like your dad, no matter what he did. So she's forgiven him, apparently. So it's not like they're separated. But she still felt she had to acknowledge her mom. I know someone else very quickly who, and this is, their story to tell, but really, the woman was raped, really, on the eve of her wedding. But the husband, and she fell pregnant, but she and her husband, they still got married and brought up this child as their own. So they, in due course, they'll tell the child, but they've loved the child as their own. So they've had other children, but this child is still special to them.
But really, I use my story in life also to inspire a lot of young boys around me.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see whether he'll tell his story.
No time. But I can tell you, I have growing up really wasn't. We had our challenges, as a young boy. Yeah. And so I tell people, though, irrespective of where you grew up, it's where you're going to that matters.
Absolutely. That's why you can identify with it.
So in the case of Helen, and really big applause to her, but there are many children who are the offsprings
that come from rape and traumatic situations. And there are several other ways that women go through trauma than just rape. And the fact that, I think what's important is the fact that she, in this society, where such a thing is covered up and she comes out with it so openly, it's what I find really important, really inspiring, quite groundbreaking. And it's also interesting, like you said, she came out with it after doing her graduation. Now, what she wanted to say is her mother said to her in Yoruba, "Olong long wo mo weary," which means you gave the translation already. And I think, for me, I hope the society at large is actually able to now know that they need to support women, survivors of rape. The fact that she's still in touch with her father is also one I want to quickly bring in. So what often happens is, like Ochanya, remember Ochanya? And a lot of, so women get raped in Nigeria, young girls, whatever, and the family will say, marry her. Almost as if to
cover the shame.
Not just cover the shame, to make right what you've already done wrong. So we must be careful. So what I'm saying is there's a slight, because I don't want my daughter who has been raped to marry the man that, look, I had a maid, very quickly, I had a maid, lovely girl, and I just noticed she was very quiet, very quiet, very quiet. She had a child before she came to me. One day I called her, I said, tell me, why is it you can't defend yourself? Somebody stole your voice. That's what I always say. And people don't realize what happens with rape. Your voice is stolen. That's why we keep saying extend. I said, somebody stole your voice. So I said, how did you have your child? She said, I was by force. Now, very quickly, luckily for her, when she came out with it and told everybody. When she came out very quickly, when she came out with the story, and it came out that she was already pregnant by the time the story came out, they tried to deny it. Eventually, the family then accepted, because it was a cousin that raped her. The family then, and then they approached her father to say they would marry her. And her father said, no, over my dead body will you marry? I'm not going to give my child up for such a circumstance.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Two wrongs don't make it right. So if she's still in touch with her dad,
you're not sure about that?
Well, I'm not saying she shouldn't be, but I think there needs to be therapy.
I didn't know of that. I just heard for me, really,
it's already been done.
For me, really, is the fact that in spite of her circumstance, her mother stood by her.
Yes,
she had no choice.
There are so many women who abandon theirs.
No, but those who abandon their child,
they're more in the exception to the rule than the norm. For me, it's not commendable that the mother stood by the child, because I expect that. But if she does,
okay, stood by her. Maybe stood by her is not where he wants to stop. Instilled in her a sense of dignity, because she's celebrating the mom. She's celebrating the mom for who she is today.
That's a different thing.
When you instill a sense of whatever I have, self-worth, it's very important. Because I have a cousin who was, when we were younger, the opposite happened. I don't think she's the product of rape, but she's just one of those people that the mother will never tell her who her father is. And all that, where you beg your mother to the ends of the earth and she will refuse. As in, what is it that you will not tell me who it is? It's affected her life completely.
Of course it would.
And then don't forget, you then end up answering your mother's name, and so everybody laughs at you.
Yeah, there's another. What I'm saying
and
is,
bastard in Nigeria,
as the
not,
connotation.
I think we're getting over it though. With time, we're getting more westernized in these matters. Otherwise, this Helen Paul will not say this kind of thing.
Because people are talking about
that's why I'm also saying this, so that there are so many people with stories like there are so many people who would now come out to say, yes, this was my situation also. And then there are some mothers also who is, because of the circumstance, they will taunt that child forever.
Absolutely.
It's almost like the anger they feel about it.
But this is what I'm saying. That's
in some cases, you find out that the grandmother comes to the rescue.
Correct.
But in this case, in spite of the circumstances, the woman stood by her daughter. It's still in her a sense of self-worth.
And this is the thing. I think at the point when you choose to keep a child, a pregnancy, that's the offshoot of rape. What I keep saying is therapy, support, community, etc., etc. But even more so is that somebody needs. I would like to see what her father has to say. Like you said in your thing, where is he? He needs to come out and actually say whether he regrets it. Because it might be thinking
that would be a game changer for a lot of people.
Like I said, now gist for another day.
Another day.
And we'll probably get there soon.
She's a strong woman.
But you know, okay, well, time flies when you're having fun, like I said. Lifting up the standard, that's what we do here on The Advocate. Ekene flies the flag to the PTA after the break. So just sit back. It's not yet over.